All right, here we go. Welcome to the channel. I'm going to attempt to play the APBA football game and kind of give an idea how I played. I've been watching a lot of people over the past few months play their own way, and I realized I've played a different way. I've been playing it for a long time. I think I started playing it back in 1983 when I was like 8 years old. I remember reading through the Football Digest magazine that I used to get every month. I love that thing. I wish it was still around. I would still subscribe to it today. And seeing this game and asking my mom and dad to buy it for me, and they did. And I've been playing it pretty much on and off, more off than on lately, but on and off, for the past 41 years now. Holy cow, I'm old. So I've been watching all the different guys play it on their YouTube channels, and it kind of got me interested again. A couple months ago, I bought the 1989 set. I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, so I was looking for something between 86 and 89, and 89 was the only one that they had. So I grabbed it, and I've been playing week one for about the last month, maybe 6 weeks or so. This is my 8th game out of 14 for week one. And I'm going to just go through real quick and talk about how I play it. There's going to be some different pieces in here, and there's going to be some similar pieces to what everyone else does. So I hope you enjoy the video. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I'll do my best to answer them. All right, this is my first video doing this, and I'm still getting used to how I want to set everything up. And the first major decision I've made is I've decided to stand, which if you knew me at all, you'd be shocked to hear that. So let's talk about what I have in front of me before I do anything else. I started a game yesterday. This is Philadelphia and Seattle. I played it until halftime last night. It was actually a lot of fun. Seattle was down 3-0 with about 2.5 minutes to go in the half, and Dave Craig hit John L. Williams for 52 yards, and that got him down inside the 20. And 3 plays later, I think it was, they scored a touchdown right with about 30 seconds to go in the half, and that was a lot of fun to watch. So we're going to pick up that game at the beginning of the second half. Like I said, before I do that, let's talk about what I have in front of me. So on this side here, these are my Philadelphia Eagles cards. These are the ones I have out in front of me are the most important ones. And I have the defensive card for them, and underneath it, I have the entire rest of their team. So I've got quarterback, 2 running backs, the other running backs that might run the ball. I've got the kick returner, the punt returner, the punter, and the kicker. And on the other side, I have the same thing. I have quarterback, 2 main running backs, and there's a couple running backs here who might run the ball. Then I've got kick return, punt return, kicker, and punter. These are the most important players. These are the cards I'm going to use most of the time, so I stick them in front of me. Like I said, I have the 2 defensive cards based on their rankings. I have all of my dice over here. One thing you're going to notice that's a little bit different from some of the other ones on YouTube is I roll a lot of dice, and I try to let the dice make as many decisions as possible. So I have a 20-sided die, and then I have the normal red and I'm going to try to do this here, red and white one. And then I also have 4 other ones. I've got a black and orange, and a blue and a green, and those are going to call ball carriers receivers, and it's going to call defense. Off to the right over here, I've got my team sheet for every team. So I went in ahead of time, and I set them up so you can see I've got, let's see if I can figure this out. I've got the offensive starting lineup with the rating. I've got the defensive starting lineup with the rating. I actually have a pass and run rating in there, and like 99% of the cards, it's the same, but there are a couple cards where somebody's a 4 against the pass and maybe a 2 against the run, or the other way around. In that case, I would have 2 defensive cards in front of me. And then I use the numbers on the cards to determine the ball carrier. So I think I'll do a separate video on this, but like I'll roll the dice. If it's going to be a pass, I'll roll a die. And if it comes up like 36, then it'll be Steve Largent. And that's, you can see that right here. And then I do the same thing for the running backs. Now in this case, they don't have numbers on their cards, so I use the total number of carries they had for the year from Pro Football Reference. I do the same thing for, sorry, it's a weird angle, but I do the same thing for interceptions. Apparently, Seattle only had 3 players that had interceptions in 1989, which is kind of weird. And I do the same thing for sacks. Let me move this way, and you can see my sack ratings right there. So I have Seattle's sheet, and then underneath that, I have Philly's sheet. So it takes me about 20 minutes, maybe a half an hour to set this whole thing up. But once I set it up one time for the year, I don't have to set it up again. I used to do that in Excel, but after watching Dave Gardner's video where he kind of struggled through his initial setup and then decided he was going to put stuff on pages and print them out, I thought that's a great idea because now I can just keep those around with me. I don't have to worry about Excel files. I can just keep it around on whatever table I'm using to play the game. So I have that, and then over here, I've got my I've got my book with all the different plays. You can see I have little tabs here, and I'll get to that why I have those in a little while. But most of my plays have that. I mean, here's outside run. We've got 10 to 30. We've got 14 to goal line, and then we've got goal line to 9, and the main one, which is 31 to 15. So I have that book over here. So I'll get into how I play, but first let's kick off. Another thing, Pro Football Helper. I didn't really know much about Pro Football Helper until I saw Dave and some of the other people using it, and I love it. I've been a computer programmer professionally for like, I don't know, since 1996, and this is something I've sat down multiple times over the last 20 years to try to write and just didn't take the time to do it. And then I found this. This thing is amazing. So I love using it. It really has been the thing that's helped me play faster, and I play slow. So I'm going to play some portion of this third quarter. I don't know how long it's going to be, but just to give you an idea how I play. So first, let's go ahead and do a kickoff. So I only need the red and white dice for the kickoff. Who is kicking off here? Seattle, I believe, is kicking off. I think Seattle got the ball first. So Seattle is going to go. Oh, it says right here, Seattle Seahawks kickoff. So that works out well. So let me go ahead and roll the dice. 44 for the Seattle kicker is KOP column. It's a 25. Really? That's a weird number on a kickoff. Let me go to the kickoff chart. And we're in the third quarter. So kickoff 25 is, it's a touchback. Okay, that makes sense. So we'll go into the Pro Football Helper and we'll go kickoff. And we'll pick, who was the kicker? I already forgot. Was it Norm Johnson? I think it was Norm Johnson. Yep. And then we'll just go, 65 yards. Yep. And then we'll go, boom. We'll go continue. And then the kickoff return is just going to be 0 as he'll not bring it out of the end zone. I got to pick a player, I guess. So I think it was their OA. Who is that? Mark Higgs. Yeah, so we'll go Mark Higgs. Where are you at, Mark Higgs? I'm sorry, not Mark Higgs. That's the wrong team. James Jefferson. All right. Where are you at? Oh, no, wait. It was Mark Higgs. Sorry. Philly gets the ball. It was Mark Higgs. So we'll go boom, 0, bring it out and continue. All right, so it's 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. Now, what I do I like the program itself to call. I like the dice to call the plays. I don't like to call the plays. I'm very biased. I will call the plays so that the Browns go 16-0 and win the Super Bowl because I may never see that in my life, so I got to see it somehow. So what I will do is I will say, okay, it's 1st and 10. I have a standard set of dice rolls for 1st and 10, 2nd and 10, 2nd and 8, 2nd and 5, things like that. And that is, I have a 20-sided die right here, little 20-sided die. And I will say 1 to 5 is an inside run, 6 to 10 is an outside run, 11 to 16 is a short pass, 17, 18, 19 is a medium pass, and 20 will be a long pass. And I just let the dice do it. So I'm going to go ahead and roll it. And we got a 1, so it's going to be an inside run. So then I'll flip my book to inside run. Here we are. We're between the 31 and 15. So we're down here. And then I will roll 4 dice. I'll roll these 4 right here, the blue, black, orange, and green. And I have a system. I just take the first one as black. I take the second one as orange. Then I take blue, and I take green. And black and orange go to that side, and blue and green go to that side. And since the Eagles are on offense, this calls the ball carrier. And since the Seahawks are on defense, this calls the defense. So we'll start with the defense, 56. So that's an AS. And then what I'll do is I'll take my little tab thingy here and I'll stick it on AS third quarter because, I'm old. I forget stuff like crazy. So this helps me remember. Now I can put it down and go back to here and say 53 for the Eagles for their run play. I'm sure it's probably Keith Byars. It might be Randall Cunningham, actually. It's Randall Cunningham. So if I look at that, we can look at my running back carries, and we can see right here, Randall Cunningham is 44 to 54. So 53 is him. That's my first Randall Cunningham run play all day, too. So that's exciting. So now we know who the ball carrier is. We know what the defense is. And we know we have our board marks, so we can roll the dice. And we can say 33. Oh, man, this is going to be good right off the bat. So 33 for Cunningham. Oh, it's a K column. So let me just pull this up and say 33. Oh, focus. Come on, you can do it. You can focus. Maybe you can't focus. 33. Trust me, it's the K column. So we're going to roll again. And we're going to look at the K column. 24. 24 is a 3. Holy cow, this is going to be good. And that is, wow, maybe it's not going to be good. Boy, it goes touchdown, touchdown, 6 yards. Wow, that is a drop off. So Randall Cunningham got 6 yards in that play. So we'll go run, Cunningham, gain of 6. And it's not a forced run. This was the call. So with 30 seconds, and there, we just ran a play. So now it's 2nd and 4 on the 26. Now 2nd and 4. Now what I'll do is I have my standard play calls. Like I said, 1 to 5 is inside, 6 to 10 is outside, 11 to 16 is short pass, 17, 18, 19 is a medium pass, and a 20 is a long pass. That pretty much balances out to be a 50-50 pass versus run, which is what most teams back in the 80s were. I know when I played with Miami and Buffalo, I would give them a few more pass attempts. So I might go 1 to 4 is inside, 5 to 9 is outside, and then maybe 9 to 16 is a short pass. But for the most part, I just stick with this 50-50 offense until the down and distance changes, and then it gets a little different. So in this case, I'm going to keep it the same. I feel like on 2nd and 4, Philly's offense can either run or pass. They can run outside, inside. They can throw short, medium, or long. Who knows? It's 2nd and 4. So we'll roll it again. It's a 5, so we're going to stay inside run. Now we're going to roll the other 4. And we're going to go black and orange, and then we're going to go blue and green. So 36 is our ball carrier. 36 is, in this case, it's Keith Byers. Our defense is a 55. That is an AG. So they're actually kind of ready for it. So let me go back to my chart, and I'll move this to AG, 3rd quarter. Now we're good. And all those are, by the way, are these little tabs that I bought at, like, Rite Aid or whatever's local here. And that's all they are. And they work great. They're sticky. They pull right off. They don't hurt the paint or the paper or whatever at all. And I really like how it works. So 55, I said, was an AG, 3rd quarter. Keith Byers is our ball carrier. So let's go ahead and roll him. 32. That can't be good. Keith Byers, there you are. 32 is a 26. It's probably going to be a loss of 1 or 2. Or 0, it's going to be a 0. So Keith Byers gets 0 yards. So we'll go run. Keith, I can't tell you how much I love this Pro Football Helper. 30 seconds, continue. All right, so it's 3rd and 4 on the 26. Now the question here is, what do I want to do if I'm an offense? Chances are pretty good it's going to be a short pass. So what I'll do is I'll say 1 to 4 is an inside run. 5, 6, 7, 8 will be outside. 9 through 16 is going to be a short pass. 17, 18, 19 medium, and a 20 long. And it's a 16, which was a short pass. So I let the dice call the play, but I do kind of give the odds to what I think they would do. But, I mean, how many times have you watched football and thought to yourself, why do they keep calling that play? Well, that's kind of what I want the dice to do for me. So we're on short pass. We're 31 to 15. We'll roll the other 4. And we get a 33 on the ball carrier, or on the receiver. We get 11 on the defense. Nice. So that's going to be a B, D. Let's take this and let's move this over to BD. 2nd and 3rd quarter. So they're kind of ready for it. Our receiver is a 33, and that would be, I don't think I've had a target to this guy yet. That would be Chris Carter. All he does is catch touchdowns. He's an A, so I'm going to move it from BD to AD. It's going to be my column. So we've got a pass to Chris Carter now. We're going to boom. We got a 42. 42 on Cunningham's card is a 9. His card is really good, by the way. So 42 is a 9. So we're going to go down here and say 7 yards. So Cunningham to Chris Carter. So we'll go pass. Cunningham to Chris Carter. Or what did I say? 7 yards? 9 yards? I forget a lot. 7 yards. And that's why I keep the dice where they are. And that's why I mark that thing with a tab, that book with a tab, because if I forget anything, I can look back and see where I'm at. So that was 7 yards, and that's complete. It's 30 seconds off the clock, and we'll continue. So now we're back to 1st and 10 on the 33, and we just started over again now. So we're back to our standard offensive calls, and we get a 4, so we're going to go back inside run. And let's get our defense and our runner. So that's a 31 and a 63. So 63 is a BD. D against the run. So I'll move this to BD. And then our running back is 31. 31 is going to be Keith Byers again. So we'll roll the dice and we'll go 45. Well, that could be something decent. 45 is 16. That will be something decent. 16 is 12 yards. So Keith Byers runs for 12 yards. What I've noticed in doing it this way, as long as I, stay within the whole 50-50 pass versus run on first and second down, on third down and long or third down and more than 10, make sure I basically get rid of runs. I don't do them at all. As long as I continue to do that kind of thing, the stats kind of work out pretty good. I've played 7 games and I really haven't had anything where some no-name receiver had 9 catches. I mean, Jerry Rice and Gary Clark and all those guys that currently lead my league in receptions. And, the best quarterbacks are the ones you would expect. And the best, Barry Sanders is second. Greg Bell of the Rams had a long run, and he's first right now in rushing, but Barry Sanders is second. So, and that's with me letting the dice call the plays. Let's keep going here. All right, so it's first down and 10 now on their own 45. We're going to do this. So we got 10, which is an outside run. One thing I noticed about the Eagles is, even doing this, you can see they've got 23 rushing attempts and 11 passing attempts. About 6 of those rushing attempts are quarterback was forced to run. So, you roll a 26 or a 27 for a pass play, and it's going to be quarterback run. So it's pretty even right now between pass and run distribution. Actually, the Seahawks are a little bit ahead passes versus runs. But that's because at the end of the second quarter, they threw like 7 straight passes. So again, it works out depending on the flow of the game pretty well. So we're going to go outside run. So let's get our ball carrier and our defense. So 63 and 36. Our defense is a 36. That's a BS. So I'll make this a BS. And then our ball carrier is a 63. That's going to be someone new. That's going to be Heath Sherman. He's right on top right there. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. All right, I threw the dice off the back of the table here, so let me re-roll that one. There we go. 13 for Heath Sherman is a 22. That's going to be a yard or two, I think. So 22 is 1 yard. So Heath Sherman gets 1 yard. So we'll go run. Sherman, 1 yard. Making it 2nd and 9. Now, 2nd and 9, I could change it up a little bit if I want to, but I feel like in the NFL, most teams that get 0 because of an incomplete pass on second down, on first down, generally run on second down and try to make it a shorter third down. In this case, they ran on first down, but I'm going to treat it the same way. And I'm just going to use my standard offense, which again is 1 through 5 inside run, 6 through 10 outside, 11 through 16 is a short pass, is that right? 11 through 15 is a short pass. Yeah, 11 through 16 is a short pass, 17, 18, 19 medium, and long pass for 20. And we get a 17, so they're going to go medium pass. All right. So let's figure out what our defense is, and let's figure out what our 22, 15. All right, so our defense is a 15. That's an A, D. They're kind of ready for it. So let me move my tab over here to AD. And then 22 is our receiver. That's going to be Keith Jackson, who's an A, but we're already in A, so that's okay. Let's roll for Keith Jackson. 45. That's going to be something again. Oh, no, it's a 7. I saw this when I was playing this yesterday. 45 is 17 for Randall Cunningham. 45 is usually good, and that's incomplete. Just move it up here. You can see incomplete. So now we'll call it 3rd and 9, and this is when I'll change up the what do you call it? The dice rolls for the play. So in this case, it's 3rd and 9. They're probably not going to run the ball, but what I'll do is 3rd and 9's not the short. What I'll do is I'll just go straight pass here. So we'll go 1 to 12 is a short pass, 13 to 19 is a medium, and 20 is a long. And because I'm not giving them any options to run the ball, I'm not going to penalize the defense. So they're going to be in D regardless of what I roll. So let's roll 4 die. And you've got a 32, and you've got a 51. So 51 is A, D. So we're going to be in D anyway. And that's actually where we're at already. And then our ball carrier is going to be 32. I believe that's Chris Carter again. And we're already in A, so we're going to stay in A. So Randall Cunningham to Chris Carter on a medium pass play. 43 is not good. 43 is a 32. Please be a rare play. 32 is, it's a rare play 7. I'm so excited. It's a rare play 7. Let's see what we got. Rare play 7. So let's roll the dice. And I always have to take my glasses off because I'm old. 4. Okay, quarterback can't handle center snap. Loose ball bounces up and is, holy cow, is grabbed by 03, who gets hit and fumbles. Ball rolls 16 yards backward where 09 falls on it. Oh, Randall. So we're going to go, let's see. We're going to go, we called a pass play. We're going to go Randall Cunningham, QB fumble. And how many yards was it? Let's see. Quarterback can't handle loose ball, grabbed by 03. So no yards on that. So continue. Fumble return. So 03, according to our sheet, is Mike Shad. So it's going to be Mike Shad picks it up. And he runs for how many yards? He runs for... Who gets hit ball? 16 yards. So I don't know how that works. Like if the ball rolls 16 yards, that should be a minus 16. Backwards 16. That should be that should be Mike Shad. Loose ball bounce. Oh yeah, that is him. So he gets hit and fumbles. It goes 16 yards back. So we're gonna go. I'm pretty sure this is right. But if it's not, I don't really care if I make mistakes. I figure they all kind of even out in the end. So we're gonna go 16. And then he fumbles, and another Eagles guy recovers. So continue. So then fumble return again. It's picked up by 09, which I believe is the halfback, right? 09 falls on it for 0. So that's going to be, it's Anthony Toney. It's the fullback. So Anthony Toney for 0 yards. It's a 30-second play, more like a 45-second play. Continue. So after all that, it's 4th and 25 on the 30. Holy cow. A lot of bouncing. I can hear Chris Berman now rumbling. No, I guess that's not the right thing he would say. Anyway, here we go. Whoop, whoop. That's what he would say. Anyway, all right, so it's 4th and 25. They're obviously going to punt. So we're going to go to the punt thing. I'll do one more play. I'll do a Seattle drive, and we'll see what happens here. And then, so 42 on the punt. 42 in the K column is a 6. And 6 in the middle column is 40 D10. So it's 40 yards. We'll go punt. It's going to be, is it Max Run? No, it's John Telchik. We'll go 40 yards. Boom. And then at 2, it's D10, I believe, which is our TA. And that is David Hollis. Never heard that guy. So we'll go ahead and roll for David Hollis in the P column. 22. 18. That could be decent. That's 15-yard punt or 13-yard punt return. Nice. So punt return, David Hollis, 13 yards, 15 seconds off the clock because of the change of possession. And now Seattle has the ball on their own 43. So they get pretty good field position. That's good. So now we're going to go back and do the whole thing over again. Let me flip my page here to Seattle. Got it. And we're going to do it all over again. So 2 is an inside run. All right, and now we'll go ahead and roll my 4 die. And we got a 33 for Philly. Again, it's always going to be the same. Black and orange go that way. I don't care who's on offense. Who's on black and orange go that way. Blue and green go that way. So now our ball carrier on the inside run is, I grabbed the wrong team here. It's going to be Kurt Warner, not that Kurt Warner. Our defense is a 33, which is a CG. So they are ready for it. Philly's defense was really good this year. They had a lot of good players. CG. If we look at this, look at Philly's defense this year. I was shocked by this. Where are they at? Oh, come on, page. Oh, I must have put them back in the wrong place. There they are. All right, so Philly's defense, they had Reggie White as a 5, Clyde Simmons as a 4, they had Eric Allen as a 5. They have a good defense, and they had a ton of interceptions. Look at all those players that had interceptions. So many of them. So that's a good defense there. So 33 again was a CG. Kurt Warner's going to run it, so let's go ahead and roll the die. 12. That's not going to be good. Kurt Warner, 12. That is a 26, which is probably nothing. Yep, 0 yards. So Kurt Warner, I go run. Kurt Warner. When I'm not doing this on camera, obviously I can go faster, but it still takes me 3 to 4 hours to play a whole game, which I rarely sit and play a whole game. I'll play a quarter, I'll play 2 quarters, and then I'll sit, and then the next day I'll play a quarter, and the next day I'll finish it. That's kind of how I'm doing it. This is kind of like a, yeah, I got some time to kill. Let's play as much as I can type of thing. So it's 2nd and 10, same thing. And they're going to go inside run again. There are some times when I roll a dice, like I would never call inside run. That would have been a short pass for me. But like I said earlier, watched in the NFL how many times a team gets 0 on 1st down and they immediately run the ball on 2nd and 10. I mean, it's got to be 60 to 65%. So when something like this comes up where I get an inside run on the die, I just roll with it. No pun intended. So it's an inside run. Let's figure out what we have here. All right, we got a 35 and a 32. So we're going to have the same ball carrier, I'm sure. 32 is going to be Kurt Warner, I know. Yep. Yep. And then our defense is a 35, which is a CS. Let's move this to CS. And then we'll roll our die. 63 for Kurt Warner is a 31. Uh-oh. Are we going to have another rare play? 31 is, oh no, it's 0 yards, but a TE, a penalty, a holding penalty, or a penalty, I mean. What we don't want to see is we don't want to see a 7, because a 7 is holding 10 yards, and it exists everywhere. Let's go ahead and roll them. We get 32, and that's a 7. So that's a 10-yard holding penalty. Making it 2nd and 20, so we'll just go penalty. Let's say 10 yards on the offense. We'll put holding in here. Where are you at, holding? Continue, 15 seconds. Continue. All right, so now it's 2nd and 20. Now here's a play. 2nd and 20, a team typically isn't going to run the ball. They're going to probably pass the ball. So what I'll do is I'll throw a couple of little runs in there. I'll go maybe 1 to 2 is inside, 3 to 4 is outside. And then I'll go 5 all the way out to like 15 is a short pass. 16, 17, 18, 19 is medium, and 20 is long. And I literally just make that up on the spot. And it's I believe that's a 9, and that's going to be a short pass. Most of the time it works out with the play that, I think they should call, but every now and then you get a little surprise, which I like. I like the surprises. Plus, I like rolling dice. So we got a 56 and a 41. So 56 on the defense is a AS. We'll move that to here. And then a 41 for my ball carrier is going to be Steve Largent. He's an A, but we're already in A, so we'll just keep it there. Dave Craig to Steve Largent. 66. This is huge. It's a 2. And my friends, that is a touchdown. There it is, right there. Real close to the camera. 2, right there is a touchdown. How exciting is that? That is a 67-yard touchdown pass to Steve Largent. And this is a game where Philadelphia, I believe, won this game. So this is getting a little haywire. I kind of like that. So to Steve Largent, and that is complete for 67. They're on the 33, right? Yep. And we're going to go 15 seconds, and that is a touchdown. Dave Craig, who's having not a great game. Continue, and let's go ahead and try the point of attack. I like the little scroll bar up here. 226 yards passing on 13 completions. He also has 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. I believe his first pass of the game was intercepted. So let's go ahead and kick the extra point. Oh, I'm glad you got to see a touchdown. That's exciting. And go ahead and do that. 31 for for Norm Johnson. Come on, Norm. Is a 19, which is going to be good. So we'll go point after touchdown. And we'll go Norm. Good. Continue. It's now 14-3 Seattle. It's interesting. I didn't expect this. I expected Philadelphia to roll them basically, but this is kind of fun. We're going to kick off. And that's probably going to be the last play I do on this video, just giving you an idea how I play. And then I'll come back. Maybe I'll make another video in the next couple days that shows how I come up with all the different dice rolls for the ball carriers and the sacks and interceptions and stuff. And then I'll play some actual games on video. All right, so let's go with 62 for Norm. Is a 40 on the kickoff, and that is a 64-0-10. So we are 1 yard deep. Our 0-10 is our OB, and that is Henry Williams. Oh, an 11. Holy cow, you guys are seeing some awesome dice rolls. K column is a 9. Kick return, 9 is 32 yards. So I believe it was 64 yards. This is why I should do this stuff slowly. What did I roll? I believe it was 64 yards. And again, I'm not gonna stress over it. All right, so we got Norm. I believe it was 64 yards. I've already forgot what the return amount was too. So now we're gonna continue. Kickoff return was an 11 for Henry Williams, and that's a 9 in the K column. And 9 was how much again? 32, I believe. Yep, 32 yards. So Henry Williams, 32 yards. And that was a 15-second play. And we are now 1st and 10 on the 33 for Philadelphia. 10-15 left to go in the third quarter. And I'm going to call it a video for now. I just wanted to give you an idea again of how I play. And then I'll do some videos later in the future with me actually playing through some games. Thanks for watching, everyone.